Traditional readings of Genesis usually follow a downward arc. Humanity is placed in a perfect utopia, fails a simple test, and is cast out into a cursed existence. We're left as broken remnants of a lost world. However, Genesis 3:8 contains a detail that complicates this view. Even after the prohibited fruit is eaten, the text describes God walking through the garden during the cool of the day. The environment itself remains unchanged. If the Creator is still walking through the garden after the collapse, the loss wasn't a physical geography, it was a lens. This structure looks less like a failed paradise and more like a training simulator built to be outgrown. This shifts our role from a disgraced prisoner to a player character in an open-world soul-making workshop. Friction and difficulty serve as the software's primary features, designed to move the player toward maturity. The simulator's hardware starts with the soil. The Hebrew text creates a direct pun between Adam, the human, and Adama, the dust. We are an emergent property of the ground. Animating this hardware is the Nishmat Hayyin, the breath of life. This divine spark acts as a receiver, syncing the physical body with an external field of love gravity. The 2nd-century theologian Irenaeus argued that humans were created as spiritual infants. He distinguished between having the image of God, the raw potential we are born with, and the likeness, which is the actualized maturity earned through life. This dual composition, earthly hardware and divine software, creates an inherently incomplete being. We are built to experience the physical world's resistance. That friction is the only way to develop our raw potential into a finished character. If the garden was a simple test of obedience, the placement of the tree of knowledge is nonsensical. It sat in the absolute heart of the garden, impossible to ignore. Love requires an alternative. A system where the creation lacks the capacity to say no creates programmed compliance, not a relationship. Without the ability to reject the Creator, any yes is just an automated response. The serpent introduces a 3-step internal strategy: seeding doubt, denying the consequences of actions, and stimulating a desire for total control. These are the mechanics of the ego, an essential design feature that forces a choice. By introducing the deliberate risk of making a wrong choice, the soul gains something to push against. Free will becomes the mechanism that allows the human soul to develop the spiritual muscles necessary for genuine love. Choosing the ego's path of immediate control triggers dark pain. This loop of shame and anxiety serves as immediate feedback for a player moving in the wrong direction. This pain operates like spiritual gravity. When a player's database of choices drifts into isolation and selfishness, the system applies tension to pull that trajectory back toward the central core of unity. Reversing that drift requires white pain. This is the voluntary effort needed to overcome the ego's impulses. When we endure this purposeful struggle, our 4 layers, body, mind, soul, and spirit, align with the universe's original frequency. Friction provides the data necessary for growth. Within the Eden game, pain serves as the primary feedback loop, ensuring the soul matures rather than remaining static. In Genesis 3:22, the reason for the expulsion is specific. It prevents humans from eating from the tree of life while in their current state. This wasn't an ending, it was a protective measure. Immortality achieved while the ego is in control would lock a person into a state of permanent immaturity. The software would be frozen in a loop of selfishness, with no way to reboot or evolve. Leaving the garden is a lock release. It's the transition from a safe tutorial environment into an expansive open world. The soul is moved into a space where consequences have weight and growth can resume. By removing the ease of the garden, the Creator preserved the possibility of human evolution. The expulsion ensured that our spiritual development wouldn't be halted in a corrupted state. The earth itself is the continuation of the garden. We simply lack the perceptual tools to recognize we are still standing in the presence of the Creator, acting as custodians of the soil. The 138 billion-year expansion of our universe is the live server for this experience. Creation is an ongoing event, and we are currently in the middle of it. This reframes the mundane struggles of a modern day. The traffic jams, the conflicts with coworkers, and the personal failures are the raw materials of the simulation. These daily frictions are the active quests that tune us to the love gravity field. They provide the precise resistance needed to transform a grain of dust into the mature likeness of God.